Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. So I've been working with this incredible company. They're called Better Me Fitness and Performance. They're up in Aubrey, Texas. I love them. I just want to give a quick shout out to the city of Little Elm, who has sponsored me working with them for the month of December. It has been an absolute joy. And I know that I and Juan and Alicia at Better Me appreciate you. And I wanted to also say thanks to Amanda, who introduced me to the city of Little Elm, who introduced me to these guys. So, all right, enough of the praise for all the people that we love in the world, but it's important to have praise, right? And gratitude. All right, let's jump in. So Better Me Fitness and Performance, they are a gym. They are based in Aubrey, and we spent the last month working on developing their overall marketing plan. So my marketing planning and strategy process has three different pieces. The first one is really rooting. And what I mean by rooting is really understanding why we're doing what we're doing, right? Finding our key differentiator, finding just our passion. Like, why are we doing this, right? What brings us joy in this? What difference are we trying to make in the world, right? What is our vision? Our mission, our vision, and our values. And the reason why we do that is because as entrepreneurs, we really need to be rooted in that vision of what we want to do in the world, what change we want to make, because everything else radiates out of that, right? Our excitement to go to work every day, right? Our content is built out of that. So it's very important we spend time really rooting in on that. And I talk about that lots in other trainings. The second thing we do is we talk about attracting. So we talk in that section of the marketing planning about who our target audience is, right? What makes them tick? Where are they now and where do they want to be? And then how do our products help to get them there? And from there, that's where we really build our irresistible magnetic messages, right? The things that are really going to drive people to want to, be part of our world and, buy products from us. And so that part's really important. Then, so we've done rooting, we've done attracting, and the third part is we talk about we've done rooting, we have done serving, right? Who are we going to serve? And next we talk about attraction. So underneath attraction, that's all the things that you normally think about when you think of marketing, right? How are we going to get people into our world on a regular basis? So we went through that entire process, and an important part of their overall strategy is, of course, social media, right? They've got a beautiful location, right? They've got lots of classes. There's tons of amazing content that they can create for their social media. So one of the things that we did, we kind of started talking about what are the pillars of content that they're going to want to create. So kind of just what are the buckets of content, right? Instead of going into the nitty gritty of, okay, what am I going to post today? Let's figure out what the larger buckets are. And the reason why you want to do that in your marketing is it just makes it easier, frankly, right? If you can say, okay, I've got 4 different buckets of content, then I can say, okay, this is the bucket that I'm doing today. And it helps to narrow down our content. Because how many times have you sat down and looked at the screen and gone, I don't know what to post today, right? I mean, we've all done it. So this will give you at least a little bit more direction. And one of the things that I am helping them out with next, now that we've got the strategy, is I'm actually going to create a Trello board for them where I'm going to just, dump a bunch of different ideas that they can utilize for their social media in the future, or even their email marketing or other types of things. So I wanted to take you today along with me while I do that. So you're literally watching me work on the fly. I have not prepared much at all in this, and I wanted to just kind of have you come along with me. I wanted to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes of what it's like to work with me. So, all right, I am going to share my screen, and hopefully this is the right one. All right. So first off, I wanted to share a little bit with you on their overall plan. So I talked about how there's 3 different pieces, right? There's rooting, service, and attraction. I'm not going to go through the entire plan with you, though I'm happy to. I think they would be fine with it if you ever wanted to. Assuming you're not a competitive gym, then nope, you're not going to see it. All right. So the next thing we talked about a lot of other things, but what I want to come to is this. These are what I was talking about earlier, those buckets of content, right? I like trying to set up 4 different pieces of content. And usually I say 30% advice, 30% advice with a little bit of promotion, 30% personal, and 10% promotion. And if you guys have ever watched any of my seminars, I talk about that formula all the time when it comes to promoting yourself on social media. However, I made a couple adjustments to that for these guys because they've got a team of people that they work with. It's not as much of a personal brand as it is sort of marketing the overall business and the experience. So I changed that a little bit, but I want to share with you a little bit of what I did. All right. So the first thing is we've got 30% advice. I am a firm believer in a huge portion of your content should be just advice focused. And we're going to talk about some sample advice texts here in a little bit. 30% we did today at Better Me Fitness and Performance. So these are, videos of classes, right? They have, multiple classes a day. They're all really fun, really high energy. And so I really wanted to have them show potential customers and existing customers what the experience of being in their gym is like. And so 30% is going to be today at Better Me Fitness and Performance. Then the next 30% is going to be personality. What I mean by that, it's the faces behind the brand, right? They've got some amazing instructors, amazing owners. And so we really want to highlight who they are. Then 10% of their overall social media is going to be promotion. These are your pure promotional efforts, right? Get a coupon, come in this day for a special, those types of things. All right. So based on that, what I did was I put together for them let me see if I can make this any bigger for you guys. Okay, there we go. So I put together a content plan for them based on those percentages, right? So 30% advice, 30% today at, 30% we did personality, and then 10% promotion. And so I just went through and created, here's just sort of a very easy sample schedule that they could utilize as they're building out their content platform. So what I'm going to do, or their content plan rather. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually build out their January 2023 plan based on this calendar. So I am going to actually move this over to another screen. All right. So now you guys can see, I like to use a program called Trello. If you guys have never used Trello before, it's a really great project management system. I like to think of it as like when you've got Post-its on the wall, right? And you kind of organize them in columns. I think that Trello is a great way to do that. So this is a Trello board that I created for Better Me Fitness and Performance. I have done nothing to it so far. So we're going to dive in first. All right. So I'm going to create lists. I think I'm going to do lists based on each of those 4 different types of content. So the first one we talked about was advice. I'm just going to put a little reminder that this is 30%. Then I'm going to do, what did we have today at Better Me Fitness and Performance? And this is 30%. And again, you don't have if you do one extra post, so it's a little more than 30% or one less post, it's not a big deal, right? These are just meant to be guidelines just to make it easier, right, for you. So then we have personality, and that's also 30%. And then we have promotion, and that's 10%. The other thing that I really like to do in here is I always put a resources tab, just because for me, it's a nice place to just have access to a lot of different things. I'm going to add something in here, and I'll show it to you in a second. where I actually have a copy of that schedule, but I'll show you how I do this. So underneath each of these columns, you can add a card, right? So, and a card is essentially like a sticky note. So you can kind of open this. So the title for this card is going to be a sample monthly schedule. Can't type when I know you guys are watching me. I'm going to click on that. Now you've got your own little card for just that topic. You can add in some descriptions, you can add in dates, you can add in attachments, right? You can also tag different members. So if you have different people on your team, this is really nice. You can do labels, like if you want to say like, this is social media, or this is email marketing, or that type of thing. I use this for my promotional strategy. It ends up being pretty complicated, so we use that labels a lot. So Trello is great. We're not here to do a Trello training, but I just want to give you some of the basics so you can understand what we're working on. So as I showed you guys that sample monthly schedule for them, I actually just want to include that in here. So here's my sample posting schedule. All right, I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm also going to drop in here their overall marketing strategy. And that was December 2022. Because it's just nice. Again, this way they're going to have all of the things that they need in one place. Oh, and I haven't actually saved it as a PDF, so I'm actually not going to add it in there now, but you guys get the idea. All right. So what I wanted to do next is I want to start filling out some ideas on the things that they can do in each of these different ones. And I'm looking over here because we came up with some ideas when we were actually meeting. So I kind of wanted to start with those. So underneath advice, there's lots of different things they could do here underneath advice. So we kind of broke the ideas down into like a body, mind, spirit, right? So we could do, so here's one on how to, we thought about doing a lot of like how-to videos in this, right? So how to do squats at home, right? We also had push-ups done right. I guess a lot of people don't do push-ups right. I know I don't, because I'm super wimpy. And so I have no upper body strength, like I never have. So I'm terrible at push-ups. All right. 90-second heart rate accelerator. 90-second rate accelerator. 90-second breath work to calm stressed nerves. Right? How many of us get a little stressed out during the day, right? That's totally normal. We talked about sharing some of the motivational talks from class, but that would probably be here. So one of the cool things that they do is their primary instructor, Kwan, who's one of the owners, at the end of every class, he actually does an inspirational talk, kind of a, here's things to think about. They have a really strong philosophy of mind, body, and spirit. And so they really want to, talk about mindset. They do book clubs. It's cool. So we talked about having that be something. So we'll probably put that underneath, today so we can do a review or a video of motivational chat at end of class. And then what else did we talk about? Oh, one of the other cool things that they have a creed, which is like, just what they believe in. And they actually, all the students recite it after class, which I think is kind of neat. So I'm actually going to add that in here too. Students reciting creed after class. Good. And then we've got Oh, one of the other cool things they do a book club, which I think I mentioned a minute ago, but I just love that idea. So they were going to maybe do a quote from the book club. They could also do a photo of them at book club. I think they do it on Zoom, but that's okay. They can do, just a screenshot. Quote from book in book club. They could do, what else? One of the nice things here also underneath advice, actually probably a quote would be better under advice. And then for today we could do the photo. That would be a good one. And here we've got inspirational quotes. There are a ton of opportunities there. So I'll probably after this go and look for inspirational quotes on fitness and those types of things. And so, there's a ton of opportunities for inspirational quotes. I can actually probably fill this out, with 100 different pieces just on inspirational quotes. We could do something about which is more important. Fitness or nutrition. We were talking the other day and they were saying that you cannot work yourself out of a bad diet, right? You have to have a really good diet. And so I like that idea, which is more important, fitness or nutrition. I think that's an important one. We could have a series with so now we're done with any of the ideas we had. Let's see. We had a few more ideas under today. We were going to do a video of a class with some trending audio, especially on Instagram. Using trending audio is super important. If you guys don't know what that means, I have a social media mastery toolkit. It's like $49. It's really inexpensive, but it's 6 hours of my best trainings on social media. So if you don't know what this is and want to know, let me know. I'll send you a link to that. So we could do a video of a class with trending audio. Let's see. So some of the other things we had ideas about around personality and the faces behind the brand. What we talked about here is the founders. And so that's Quan and Alicia. Oops. I think it's W. Alicia talking about how they started. And then we could actually copy that and do another one where we do talk about why they started, right? Then we could do both Quan and Alicia both have their own stories around how fitness has impacted their lives and how they've gone through transformational experiences. And so we could have that. She, for Alicia, it was losing weight after she had her kids. One of the cool things that we're going to continue to work together after this month, and we're going to start moving, now that we've got the strategy done, we're going to start moving into content co-creation mode, right? Where we're going to continue to work on the strategy, make sure that things are working, looking at the metrics together. But I'm also going to be with them in the gym, helping them to create content. So we've got some of these videos, kind of telling your story type videos. Those are real hard to do if you're not a trained professional speaker, right? Who's used to doing those things. So it's often much easier to be interviewed for doing those. So one of the things that we're going to do together is I'm actually going to go with them to the, I'm going to sit with them in the studio. I'll help set up their lighting, right? And I'll actually interview them, and all you'll see is them answering to me. But it's a really nice way to create content in a way that feels, very vulnerable and intimate, which you really want in your, any of your marketing. You really want to show who you are, but you have somebody with you, right? Like you have somebody there helping you, coaching you through. I have spent decades literally helping to train people in public speaking, executives, in how to do these types of interviews, how to show up on camera. And so that's sort of one of the things that I'm offering for my clients, especially here. So we're going to move into that. So all of these ideas, we're going to actually film together in the studio. So then Quan has a similar story, not about losing weight after a baby. That would be kind of weird because Quan's a dude, but talking about his fitness journey. It would be interesting to talk about, they could do Quan talking about what he eats every day. Because that's a really, a big topic. And that's one of those that's like, it's a little bit of advice, it's a little bit of personality behind, and that's okay, right? They don't have to have really distinct lines. If you can cross two of these content types, that's awesome. Like go for it, right? We could do the same thing with Alicia, right? Talking about which would be kind of neat. So let's see, what else did I have? I was going to do some here of them actually working out, right? Because if they're teaching, they might be working out a little bit, but they're probably not getting their full workout. So what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, time-lapse video, maybe. Quan's daily workout. Again, that's a great opportunity to not only give a little bit of advice, but to also do some personality. So it could say, hey, here's what I do on Mondays. Here's what I do on Tuesdays, right? So it's giving advice for people on what they should be doing, but is also a great way to show his personality. Excuse me. We could do the same thing with Alicia. I think she's probably taking Quan's classes, but I don't know. Daily workout. We could do something fun here, like things about personality, or like actually this would be a better behind the scenes. You could do like just fun things, right? It doesn't have to be super serious. You could be like decorating for the holidays. Or they have a ribbon cutting ceremony coming up in January, right? So it could be prepping for tomorrow's ribbon cutting, right? So I'm just going to add in a few more, because what I want to do next is I actually want to take this and I'm going to put it into the actual monthly schedule. So, so promotion, we're going to do, there's a couple things that we can do for promotion. So they do a come in and take a free class. Not all the time. So when they are offering that, here they actually have a really great line of apparel. So we could do an apparel promo. We could do a promotion, or an invitation rather. As I mentioned, they're doing a ribbon cutting ceremony. So we could do a promotion, an invitation to the ribbon cutting ceremony. INVITATION. Does anybody else still have to spell words out? I feel like I'm in second grade sometimes when I do that, but hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do to make it work. And that's okay. All right. Invitation to ribbon cutting is a good one. And then they can do any other special events. So now what we want to do is we're going to go to the calendar, and we're going to go and we're going to look and we're going to see, okay, where do we want to put things day by day based on the schedule that we had? In order to make this easier, I actually want to add some, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I want to add a little color to these. Remember how I told you that you can do labels? I actually want to create a label oops, for each of these, and you're going to see why it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to make this advice, and that's going to make it a tiny bit easier as we move forward. All right. Labels, advice. And we'll do one more. So we're going to make these all advice. And then these, we're going to call this one today at Better Me Fitness and Performance. And we're going to do 30% as a reminder. And same here. And again, I'm going through this fast because this isn't really a tutorial on Trello. Though I do like Trello a lot. I probably don't even use Trello the way that you could use Trello, right? But I'm sure there's lots of other ways. So if the Trello gods are out there listening and you want to like have me come in and be an affiliate or something for you, I would love to learn more about it. All right. So the next one we're going to do you like my shameless self-promotion there? I'm all right with that. Sometimes you have to be a shameless self-promoter in order to build your business, especially when you know it's going to help other people, right? I love using this program because I do think that it is a really great tool for people. Ooh, look, this is faster than what I was doing. All right, so edit labels, personality, edit labels. And again, I could sit here with you guys probably all day long creating content ideas. It is one of my superpowers of just sort of being able to, once I understand your business, helping you to do that. So creating plans like this, right? So we've been on this call, 27 minutes, like in the next 5 minutes or something, we're going to have an entire month's worth of planning done. And this is something that we do with all my clients in our one-on-ones, right? Most of my clients, some I meet with every single week, some I meet with every other week, and some I meet with only once a month. And this is generally a big part of what we do. And sometimes it's just for social media. Most of the time, it also includes email, it includes speeches, it includes podcasts, it includes all of the other things that we're doing because we want to make sure that they're all organized and coordinated. All right, so we've got one more that we want to do here. And this one is promotion. All right. So the nice thing, again, about doing this is that visually you can really just see what's where. Trello is great for people like me who are artists and very visual. Okay. So next we're going to do something called a calendar power up. And this is an add-on that you can do on Trello. But the cool thing is you click on it and it gives you a calendar, right? Of here's all of the things that all of the different days. So what we're going to start doing is I'm going to open on this other screen. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing this and then I'm going to start. Oops, sorry, excuse me. I hit the wrong button. I'm going to show you this again. So as you remember, this was our sample social media calendar. So I'm going to use this and I'm literally going to go through the schedule and just place these day by day throughout the month of January. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to go back to sharing my Trello board with you. Okay, so, all right, Monday, our first Monday is personality. So let's go to personality. We're going to pick a date. We're going to go over to January, and the first Monday is going to be personality. So we just click on the date. I usually, for me, I don't do the times very often just because whatever, we kind of do it based on our audience. You can see all of those metrics in Instagram or in any of the social media platforms of the best time of day to really post. So something to keep in mind. So now you can save it. All right, so we just put that down for January 2nd. The cool thing is that now it shows you, right? And the color of this will actually change as you're getting closer and closer. So it'll stay green, and then it'll go to yellow, and then it'll go to red if you're late, and then you can kind of click on it and it'll know it's done. So if you notice now, under January 2nd, now you can see that right there on the calendar, which is pretty cool. So now you can get this view of what you're supposed to do every day on a calendar if that's something that's easier for you to do. So, all right. So on the first Tuesday of every month, we're going to do advice. And so I'm going to change the date for this one. And that's the first Tuesday. And we're going to hit save. And then our first Wednesday of the month is a promotion. And so we're going to change the date on this to the first Wednesday. And then the first Thursday is behind the scenes. And so we're going to edit the date on this, and we're going to do that on Thursday. And then our first Friday is advice. And so we'll just go to the next advice post, right? And we're going to change this. This is our first Friday of the month. Our first Saturday of the month is a personality. We already did this one, so we'll choose this one. And that's our first Saturday of the month. And our first Sunday of the month was today at. And so we're going to change the date on that. And I'm going to hit the first Sunday and save. And so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to go through, and I won't make you stand here and watch me while I do it, but we can go through and actually look at, okay, here, I'll fill out the rest of the month, right? So here's what that's going to look like. All right, so you can see already we've got that first week done, and all I'm going to do is keep going through and saying, okay, the second, Monday of the month is this, and we're just going to go all the way through. Now, if you have more than 4 weeks in the month, just, wild card, right? Do whatever you feel like on those days. But the nice thing about this is that now they're going to have their entire month set up and ready to go for them. So, and if you want, actually, why don't I just keep going and finish this out? If you want, you are welcome to stop right now. And I thank you so much for watching. Otherwise, you're welcome to keep watching if you want to see how I do the rest of this. I'm going to keep going. But if you would like to do something like this for your business, I would love to work with you. Head over to my website. It's didi.marketing, DIDI.marketing, and you can click on content. Is it Content Accelerator, Growth Accelerator? Anyway, it's my one-on-one program. It's got some information about exactly what we'll do, or just send me a direct message and we'll set up some time to chat. All right, so I'm going to keep going. So the second Monday of the month is advice. And so we're going to pick, let's see, this one doesn't have a date yet. So we're going to click this, and we're going to do edit dates, and it's the first Monday, and the second Tuesday, or the second Monday. The second Tuesday is behind the scenes. And so we're going to do, all right, never mind. I was trying to see if I could share both screens so you guys could see that schedule at the same time, but you get the idea. All right, that's Tuesday. And then Wednesday of that week is personality. And so we're going to do Wednesday. Thursday of that week is today at. So we're going to do Thursday. Friday is advice. So we'll do this one. See how easy it is once you kind of have, here's my content pillars, here's the days I want to do them, write down some ideas, schedule them out, right? It's not, you can get into a pretty easy rhythm with this, right? Okay, so then Sunday is promotion. So we'll do Sunday. Oh, I think I missed that Saturday. So the Saturday before is advice. So we're going to do this one for advice. All right, let's look at our calendar and see if we did everything right. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we've got 2 weeks worth of content. Awesome. All right, we're going to close that and we're going to keep going. So week 3 starts with personality. And if you guys want a copy of this, not necessarily one for them, but another copy of this, I actually have it in the social media mastery toolkit that I mentioned to you guys. Again, it's only like $50 and it's got 6 hours worth of content and it's got this calendar in it, which is pretty cool. All right. Edit dates. So this was Monday. And then we go to advice. And so now, we might run out of advice posts. We'll have to see how we do. And then we go to today at. Obviously, this doesn't make sense decorating for the holidays because they already would have done that. So we'll just archive that one. Their ribbon cutting ceremony is actually right around this time. The schedule is kind of working out nicely. So let's just put that in there. I don't think they have the final date yet, but let's assume that that's what they're going to have. Thursday is personality. So they're going to do edit dates, personality, and then today at. All right, so we need some more today at. One of the things that we had talked about was doing a lot of these video of a class, right? So let's just copy this one. We're going to do a video of a class, but we're just going to change the date on this one. Oops. We're going to change the date. It's not completed, obviously, but we're going to change the date to Wednesday, I think, or was this the Friday? All right, let's look at our calendar and see where we're at. Did I get that right? Yes. Okay, good. All right, so we're moving right along, right? Okay, so the Saturday of that third week is advice. And we want to edit dates. We're going to do Saturday. Okay, and then Sunday is again today at, and so we did a class a couple days earlier, and so we could do another motivational chat at the end since we haven't done one of those, and that's something that changes all the time. So we could let's do a copy of that. We're going to create that card, and we're going to do this. The date we're going to do it on is, I think it was that 21st, right? Let's check. Nope. We want to do that here. Yep. All right. One more week to go. So first we're going to start with advice. All right. So we don't have enough advice content for the month. So this was good to do, right? So now we can say, okay, what are some of the other things that we want to do? I really like using inspirational quotes. We would have done one the week before, so that might not work. So here we could do maybe healthy snacks, healthy on-the-go snacks. Their audience is mostly moms, so we could do healthy on-the-go snacks for you and your kids. How's that sound? All right. And then, we're going to make that an advice post. And how many more advice posts do we need for the week? We actually need 3 more advice posts for the week. All right. So we've got, we did something about like squats. We did something about, I'm going to put the date on this first while I'm thinking about it. We did something on poetry. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to keep brainstorming on this. I just wanted to give you a sense. And again, I don't want to make you have to sit here. Invitation to the ribbon cutting. So let's say that one we might want to do here on the Tuesday. And then again, we had another behind the scenes. So you get this sense. I don't want to keep going through this because we've gone through it for another 10 minutes or so. But you guys get the idea, right? If you look now, in a matter of probably we've only been creating content for 30 minutes out of this seminar because I've also been doing a little bit of coaching and training along the way. So in 30 minutes or so, we were able to create pretty much a month's worth of content, and I'm going to finish the rest here in a few minutes. So again, I hope this was super helpful to inspire you on how to write content, how to think through your content. And even if this is a challenge for you, it's something that you can call me, and I'm happy to help you with, right? This is what I do all day long, is to help businesses to create their content. So I'm absolutely here to help walk you through that, or I hope this was enough to inspire you to do it on your own. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my website is didi.marketing, DIDI.marketing. And my email is sherry@didi.marketing, where you can find me on all the social channels. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.